Yeah, this is you, right?
Yeah.
Today we're supposed to do the last task in our seminar, which is do a self-assessment exercise about all the things that we have learned in the last 10 weeks. You remember how we did that last time?
Last time we watched the TV series.
No, the last time that we did this. Remember in last class?
Last
when
class.
you were in my last seminar, right?
Oh, we talked about how we learned about 10 weeks and how do we improve our English level and yeah.
And then after that we did some arts and craft, right? Remember I gave you some like library cards and then you design your own
and
kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Today we're supposed to do the same and I bring some materials for you to use, but it's just gonna be you. Unless you want to do a card with me. How long can you stay here?
1 hour.
That's enough, 1 hour.
Yeah, because I'm trying to avoid the departmental meeting.
Okay, so let me show you how this is work. Okay, so you can just take one of those ones and then pass to the other one in the back. So basically what I'm doing today is go through some sort of exercise in which the students needs to tell me with their own words how they found this seminar useful in the last 10 weeks, okay? But before that, I would like to talk about 5 important skills on conversational English, or at least the things that we're trying to cover here in class every single time that you come and share with me. So the first one is clarity, which is the quality of being coherent and intelligible during a conversation. Okay, so this is the time in which you use the proper language to elaborate your message, okay? Which means that the message you try to transmit has to be clear for us to understand, okay? Most of you, including you're the only one here today, you have been very articulate in the last weeks when I ask you questions and you respond to me, right? So that means that your clarity is improving, in my opinion, okay? So pacing is the appropriate speed in which a message is told. Sometimes when we speak, we tend to rush a little bit our words, especially if you are nervous. People tend to speak faster. So having a good pacing is important because it's gonna help the other ones to understand what you're trying to say. Even myself, sometimes I just rush up a little bit and then I notice it and then I just slow it down in order for the students to understand what I'm trying to say, right? The third one is the fluency. It's your ability to respond to a message easily and accurately. In this one, it's your ability to respond. Pay attention to this particular keyword here. It's how your brain decodes the message that you're receiving and then you can just return it back. Fluency comes down to that. Then we have the two that are the most important in my opinion, which is confidence, is how natural and capable you are when responding to a message. Confidence can be translated in the level of your voice, your intonation, the words that you use, when you make eye contact with your students or with the speaker that you're talking about. Those are signs of confidence and are very important when we do conversation. And finally, we have vocabulary, which is the range and variety of words that you use in the construction of a message. Those are basically the words that you know and you use currently or more frequently when you try to communicate with others, okay? Some students has very reduced vocabulary, but that doesn't mean that their English is bad. If you know how to use your words properly, even if your vocabulary is very little, it still goes through the whole process of conversation. So don't worry about it. You don't need to have huge number of words in your brain in order to communicate a message, okay? Okay, so this is very clear. Clarity, pacing, fluency, confidence, and vocabulary. Do you have any questions about these five?
Um, so,
Which one do you feel is the one that you struggle the most?
I think the struggle me the most is the grammar because every time when I speak one sentence, I just have to think about if the grammar is correct or not.
Grammar. Do you notice that there's no grammar here,
Yeah,
right?
because it's an oral conversation.
Exactly. So what I want you to think when you come to this class, you have to have the mindset that you are not supposed to explain rules of grammar when you're speaking to someone, right?
If you speak with the native speaker, sometimes if you made a grammar mistake, they will not just tell you you made a grammar mistake. So, but I want to improve my English, so that's why it's always bother me so.
Okay, so grammar is for you the place that you struggle the most.
Yeah.
If you have to put grammar in one of these five categories, which one would you place it?
Competence? No.
No, I don't think it's. I think probably comes down to fluency.
Fluency.
Yeah, fluency is going to include the grammar part of your conversation.
So even you made a grammar mistake, people can understand you, but they will know you're not. Your English is not that good.
But there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, when you're learning another language, the whole point to that is just to be able to communicate with people. Unless you are trying to become a teacher, then yes, you need to learn all those rules. But if you just want to talk to people, you don't have to worry too much about grammar in the terms of how to explain the rules, how to do it properly, because nobody's going to tell you, oh, you're speaking wrong. You know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
So I think, yeah, it's important that you mentioned that you want to learn more grammar because you want to look less like a non-native speaker, right?
Yeah.
But there's nothing wrong with being a non-native speaker. I always talk about accents. Do you think I have an accent when I speak English?
I think your English is perfect. Have
Thank you.
Have you ever heard Penelope Cruz speak English? But I think her accent is very sexy, and I think I like her accent very
It's a
much.
very strong accent. The thing with accents is that most students, they believe that if they have their native speaker accent through the conversation, that means that they are not very good
I think there's
speakers.
nothing wrong with the accent because people come from different backgrounds.
Yes, that's what I say all the time to all my students. Having an accent is a part of who you are. You don't have to try to remove your accent just because you want to sound more native speaker. That's, to me, it doesn't make any sense. If you can just explain yourself completely well, doesn't matter if your accent is on the way. People still going to understand you,
So
right?
it's not every Spanish people speak like Penelope Cruz.
Most of them they do. Most of them they do. They have very strong Spanish accent. Yeah, it's true. Okay, let's just move on with the exercise. Let's see, what do you have to do in order to tell me today how have you improved in this the last week? So I brought those two examples that I borrowed from another exercise that I found by accident in a classroom. So this is a card in which you're going to tell me using the points that we used before. Remember, using these 5 points over here: clarity, pacing, fluency, confidence, and vocabulary. And you're going to create this card in which you are going to assess yourself. You're going to tell yourself how good are you in these 5 points. Now, you notice that these ones are different: associating, questioning, because this is for another subject, right? They're using this card or this assessment for another kind of subject, but we can use it for English or for any other language too. So I want you to replace these 5 with the ones that we mentioned before. Do you remember them? Maybe you can take a picture and have it with you. So remember, clarity, pacing, fluency, confidence, and vocabulary. And the definitions are there to help you. So maybe you can do those cards too. What about Ellen?
Okay.
There I have I have. You have one, right?
Yeah.
And there
Oh,
resources
wow.
here to be creative. So you have markers, pens, all the stuff that you need to make
Okay,
it.
it's
So
okay.
just put it over here in the middle and you can just share together. Okay, so let me just go a little bit through the thing. So here, as you notice, this student, I mean, that's her name, I guess, and then she makes this cute drawing about her. And then she write down some personal information. This is just optional. You don't have to give me this information if you don't want to. What I am more interested in is this part, okay? Now, she uses this system in which she uses numbers, like a graphic, in which she represents how high she is in all of these items. So in associating, she graded herself a 90, which is quite high, right? But then questioning a little bit lower in 85, and then she goes 95, 90, and 80. And she even went a little bit farther and she made these icons that represents the same of these subjects over here. So if you are clever or I don't know artistic enough, you can make drawings as she did to represent these things. Now there's another one that I also find very interesting, which is this one. This one has a little bit more of information in terms of like uh, a lot of this kind of information here, reading information about the biography or the information of this, and then he breaks down this in two parts. You have personality, which is something interesting that you can also use to explain your progress in during the seminar, and then he uses the same items to make the analysis. You have associating, questioning, observing, experimenting, and networking. But he uses these bars to represent the progress. So in experimenting, he seems to be very good. It's almost full, right? And other ones are a little bit more emptier, and then you can tell the difference between all of these ones. So you can use any method that you want, as long as it's clear for you to explain to me later how those things are the way they are. Now, this student also write down some challenges, like probably objective. I cannot actually read what it says over there. Can you read for me? What is this number one?
You have to be how to translate. Don't think too much. You have to be very straightforward to do something you want.
Okay. Okay, how about number two?
Uh, to pursue their perfection.
Okay. So these challenges are more like goals, like things that he wants to achieve
Yeah.
through the whole assessment exercise. And he writes on this as a think outside the box and get out the comfort zone. So this is some sort of like motto, right? Some kind of like motivation speech for him to do good in this kind of exercise or in the seminar that he was doing. Okay, so you can take ideas from these both examples, but ultimately you can just do it in your own way. I remember you did one last time,
Yeah.
so I think it was a little bit different. Has your own things over there going on. After you finish that, you have to think about these two important questions to answer. So the first one is which week of the program have been your favorite and why? Remember, we have 10 weeks here together talking about different subjects, doing it in different ways. And the second question is how can you put into practice what have you learned in the last 10 weeks? Okay? So two simple questions that I want you to answer with your own words. I remember last time I asked the students to do in the front the design, like the graphic and stuff, and in the back they answer the questions, right? They write down the questions and then they just write down the answers over there. Later on, when you finish, I'm going to ask you the two questions, and you're going to also explain to me the whole process using your card. Okay? So the exercise is not just assessment of yourself, but it's also using that to communicate to us. Use your words and your conversational skills about your progress in this seminar. Okay? I think that's it. Oh, important. So these are the schedule, all the things that we have done in the last 10 weeks, in case that you forget. So the first week we did introductions, in which I asked you to introduce yourself and also introduce a partner, right? We were doing this exercise about, oh, she is from I don't know, Kaohsiung, and she's a student, and blah, blah, blah. Then we did Art of Persuasion, in which you have to convince me about the perfect plans for holidays, right? I think that was the point. Then we did the How to Debate, which is I bring some topics and I divide the classroom in two groups, and then you have to like argument about your point of view. Do you remember which ones we debated in class? I think it was cats.
Cats or dogs?
Cats versus dogs, and also I think it was like own apartment and living on the dorms around campus, right? Okay, so this was the debates week. Then we did the storytelling. Do you remember what we did during this week?
You asked you put some card on the board, and you have to you just tell something for the hints. Then we have to choose which card you mentioned.
So we did some sort of exercise in which I placed some cards with abstract artwork on the board, and then I say something referring to one of those cards, and you have to find which one is the one that I'm trying to tell you, right? And then after that, we did an exercise in which I give you two pictures about like a story, and you have to make it up the story in the classroom. Okay, good. So that was week 4. Week 5, conversation one-on-one. This one of those weeks in which we saw just a few students, remember, maybe 3 or 4 students. And then we just sit together, and then I ask questions to all of you like an interview. Remember that one, right? Okay, then we have understanding the lecture. In this one, we watch a TED Talk about a topic. Which one was the topic? Do you remember?
It's about a blind man. He
Yes.
talked about his life.
Yes, about the whole system of sonar system for blind people, right? That they can actually do things, the same things that we do. Okay, then week 7, the joy of role playing and conversation. We did traveling as a subject. In this week, I bring some handouts for you to talk about cities, right?
Yeah.
We scramble the words, and then I ask you questions about traveling, and then we use a map to give directions.
Yeah.
Okay, week 8, how to take notes, cause and effect. Do you remember this one? This one was a little bit hard, challenging for some students.
You play a record, and we have to take notes.
Yes.
And to find the keyword.
Yes. So I was trying to teach you guys how to take effective notes in class, how to use your own code to take those notes, and how to get the main idea for a conversation or for a phrase or for a lecture, and how to translate it into paper. Yeah, that class was a little bit challenging for some students because they have to think too much. And students, they don't like to think anymore. And then we have week 9, which was just last week, in which we have media analysis. We watch a TV show episode, right?
Yeah.
And then after that, we just discuss about it in class. I give you some questions, and then you give me your own impressions about what do you feel, what do you think about the characters, the situations, and all this stuff. And then we land up on week 10, which is today, where you have to do the self-assessment exercise. So to answer the questions, the previous questions, you have to choose one of these 9 weeks to tell me which one is your favorite and why. Okay? And then the second question is just telling me how are you going to use what you have learned here in your daily life. Okay? Any questions, you come to me and you ask me. So I think I will give you, I don't know, 10 minutes to do the card. Is that enough?
Okay.
Okay. Let's do 10 minutes. Then I will go back to you for the questions and for your presentation. Okay?
Can you take a look at the first slide, about the 5 factors?
This one.
Yeah. Oh, okay, got it.
Got it. Okay. I'm just trying to put a timer. Yeah, we started actually the seminar with 21 students. Yeah, this was the first day that I took.
Do you know why the student less and less?
I don't know. Maybe they don't like me.
Your class is very interesting and has so much fun in your class.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Yeah, he has been very consistent. Every single class, he has shows up. Yeah.
Should like, we should give him a trophy or something.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we'll have to talk about it. Giving some kind of gift for persistent and consistent. Yeah, this is.
Exactly.
Hmm?
But I found out that students nowadays seems like they are lacking the persistence.
Yes, consistency, commitment. I always say that they just show up 1, 2 times and then it's not just here in other places too. I have noticed it. Let's just put a timer over here, 10 minutes. Okay? There's some rulers there at the bottom too if you want to make straight lines or something. I think this classroom is very popular.
Is what?
This classroom is very popular among the students here. We always like wandering around if it's empty, we still want to get in.
I'll book the classroom next time we have the class.
Okay.
The whole year.
Okay. Angel, remember that you have some materials in the back that you can use, like markers and rulers
Oh
and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Okay?
I know. Thank you.
Do you go somewhere last night?
Hmm?
Did you go anywhere last night to celebrate Christmas?
No, I stay at home.
So.
Yeah, I stay at home. This weekend is going to be a little bit busy. That's why.
What do you usually do during the New Year's Eve?
We're going to watch the fireworks in Times Square.
Uh-huh.
You know, there's fireworks over there. Last
Oh, yeah,
year,
yeah, yeah.
they were really good.
Uh,
Like by the bridge that they're building, right?
Yeah.
They just used that. It was like 20 minutes fireworks.
wow, cool.
And it was very clean, so you can see everything. It's not like Taipei 101 that after the first minute is all smoke and you cannot see anything else. Yeah, here it was super clean. I suppose because it's by the river.
I believe that this year there are going to be more people.
Yes, because everybody realizes that it's a good thing.
Yeah.
It's not, I mean, you avoid the hassle of going downtown
Yeah.
for Taipei 101. Because
That's
after
Yeah.
the fireworks is over, it's chaos, right?
Yes.
Yes, up there in Tamsha was super easy. Just by the river, people just after the fireworks, people just that's
Yeah.
it. Maybe 5 minutes, it was empty,
Mm.
and you can walk. Well, we can walk back home, so
Yes.
that's a good thing too. And we stopped on our way back in one of those bars in Tamshui.
Yes.
And we have drinks there for a while.
Mm-hmm.
It was super relaxing. It was super easy. So yes, this year we're gonna do the same.
And there's a Korean pop superstars.
Mhm.
Super Junior.
Yeah, a group. I
Super
think.
Junior is coming
Yeah,
this
they're
year.
coming. Yes.
Subgroups
Mhm.
called LSS.
And they're gonna be downtown. Everyone one.
No,
No.
淡水.
Tampere.
Yeah.
Oh my! So this year is gonna be everybody from Taipei 101 is gonna go to
Same
Tampere.
day, right?
The same day.
Oh, I didn't know that. Good to know because now I know there's gonna be a lot of people up there.
Yeah.
You know there is a hotel. There is like a cinema when you pass Fort San Domingo. There is a hotel, Fab something, Fab Villa or something, and they have like this rooftop, like it's called Green.
Uh-huh.
Have you ever been there? When you pass Fort San Domingo, there is like a restaurant that goes like Villa Tamshui,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah, when you pass, there is like this wooden deck that goes all the way. Where in front of the wooden deck,
国宾 cinema.
yeah, there is a cinema and there is a hotel.
Yes.
Yes, so the rooftop is normally open for people to go there and take pictures, but during the they closed it and they were charging 1,000 just to get in, to go to the top and then see the fireworks there, and then after it's over, they just
You know, I've always enjoyed taking a walk around there.
yeah, I like that area too.
You know, there's a 那叫什么 theater for people.
Yes, in the back.
云门舞集.
Yes. Yeah, I just discovered that probably a year ago. You go all the way up from that, and then there's like some stuff going on in the back.
And you can go downhill.
Yes.
On the other side.
Yes. Not too many people knows about it because it's always empty. And there is a Starbucks over
Yeah,
there.
that's right.
It's like a park. So yes, we're there. Yeah.
When you walk down the hill, follow the road next to the Starbucks,
Mm-hmm.
you can see the 那个 farms，就是它那边有很多的田。
Yeah. There's a very nice places over there.
Yeah.
People don't know about it.
嗯
Well, the hotel that I'm talking about, they are renting rooms this year because you can see actually fireworks from the building on the top. They are charging, I think it's 15,000 the night for one room.
Wow.
Because we were thinking, oh, maybe next year we can just rent a room here, and then we went to ask 15,000 one night. This is forget it. This is too much money.
Maybe I can rent my room here in Danshui for like half of the price.
Yeah, people can see the fireworks from there. Okay, so how it go? You finished already?
Oh, yeah.
Or you need more time?
I think I finished.
You finished. Even the questions, you write down the answers in the back.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe we can go through this. Okay, so we can start with you explaining to us about the front part, which is the one in which you actually categorize all the skills, right? Which
Yeah.
level you are, and then you can tell me one by one about it, okay?
I think I became more confident. I think because in this class, this teachers always encourage students to speak, and we learn we have to be more confident and not too afraid to make mistake.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I changed a lot. I become more confident.
So the confidence bar raises
Yeah.
from the beginning, week 1 to now week 10, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you gain some confidence, which is important. As I mentioned before, confidence is one of the most important elements for me for a good conversation.
Mm.
Okay, so good that you improved in that one. Do you remember last year in which level it was? If you have to give me a number, like from a percentage, like 10%, 50%, 60%. So let's say last year when you took the same seminar, in which level do you have confidence? It was a 50, was a 40, was a 30%?
Maybe last year was 60%. Now it's 80%.
Oh, good. So you improved up 20%
Yeah.
during the whole 2 semesters. That's a lot. That's a lot. Okay, good. What about the other items?
I think clarity and fluency. Maybe maybe I still try to improve because if I speak too fast, maybe people cannot really understand me. So every time I have to speak slowly and try to uh, try to speak correctly. So
Well, I feel that your pacing is good. You
really,
don't speak fast at all.
okay,
When you speak, you are very articulate. It almost seems like you think too much when you want to say something, but there's nothing wrong with that, okay?
okay,
And that gives you the appropriate pacing to give your answer. I always believe that it's better to have somebody that speaks to you slowly but clear than faster and unclear, right?
Mm.
So your pacing is very appropriate, okay? So do you have any improvement in pacing or in
Uh,
pacing since the last?
um, maybe I will try to not speak too fast and too slow and just
Mhm.
in the middle and
Okay, okay.
yeah.
So you're trying to find the right balance in
Mm.
pacing. Okay. Sometimes the pacing comes down to also who you are speaking to, because some people tends to react better to people that speak faster. Some
Yeah.
others needs us to speak a little bit slower. Right? So sometimes you have to moderate your pacing based on who you are speaking to, right?
Mm.
Okay, good. What about vocabulary?
I think I learned some new vocabulary in during these 10 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
When you describing the car, you tell me some information. You told the student the information about the car,
Mm-hmm.
and there's some vocabulary I haven't learned before. So, and also we watched when we watched the show, the TV
Mhm.
series. There's many oral vocabulary I haven't learned before. So I think I gained some vocabulary during these 10 weeks.
So you learn some new words,
I
right?
learned some new words.
If you have to give me a number of words that you have learned.
Well, it's very difficult to because sometimes you learn some new word, but you forget some
Yeah.
other words.
Yes. But the important thing about vocabulary is like you say, sometimes you listen to some words, right? You don't know what the meaning is. But
You can try
some
to get some meaning.
yeah, some people believe that vocabulary is know how to use the word every day. That's not actually. Vocabulary is know the word. What is the meaning of the word? Sometimes you don't need to use the word in your conversation because you don't like the word. Maybe it's too long or too difficult for you to pronounce, but you know what the word means, which means when somebody else use the word, then you know what the meaning is, right? And you can respond appropriately. Okay, good. So we already covered vocabulary, confidence, pacing, clarity.
Hmm.
Clarity too, right?
Yeah.
What about fluency?
Fluency.
I think this is the one that you feel that you were struggling the most because it's the one that actually incorporate the grammar structures,
Yeah.
and then you have problems with
I
grammars,
think if
right?
you made a grammar mistake, people can understand you, but they know maybe they know your English is not your first language, so they will not judge you. But I still want to improve.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think maybe I'm not good enough. So
Can I take a look at your card?
yeah,
So, yeah. So the lowest one is like pacing.
yeah,
So you feel that you still need a lot more to improve in that particular aspect, right?
yeah,
And then fluency is like the second one. No, I think vocabulary is like the second one that needs more
yeah.
a little bit work to do. And then fluency, then clarity, and then confidence is the highest one, right? Okay, good. This is good, but also it will work for you better if you put some numbers next to it. It doesn't have to be like percentages. It could be just raw numbers, like 1 to 10,
Okay.
like on a scale, right? So this is 1 and this is 8, and then you can visualize a little bit better
Okay.
how much is the progress and what is the difference between the items. What about you, Ellen? Did you finish your work of art?
Almost. I'm using walls to show the how many bricks that I have already
That's great, actually. That analogy, I like it. You have like this hammer, and then
Yeah.
But wait, the wall means that it has to be broken down to be better?
Yeah.
And you break the wall, that's improvement, right?
Yes.
Ah, okay, okay. So that means that vocabulary is good. You almost turn out that wall.
So okay. Yeah.
Okay. So which one is the wall that still have more?
Fluency.
Okay. It's the same that he mentioned.
Yeah, like a grammar.
Okay.
That's a problem.
Yeah, but I think I understand all the concerns about grammar, but I always say, especially because I teach conversational English most of the time, that conversation comes down. It's like you are swimming in the beach, right? And then, which one is the most dangerous part of the beach for you? The deep part, right? The deepest inside. So, grammar is there. Is the deepest part of the ocean. But when we are doing conversation, we are by the shore. We are by the sand. So you don't have to worry too much about that part unless you want to go there and swim. You understand my point? It's like, yes, fluency is important and grammar is important, but from a conversational perspective, grammar is the least important part. Because the important part is that you can use proper words to express your ideas. Even the most fluent native speakers, they still don't know how to figure out or explain properly grammar structures. They don't, unless they are like professors or stuff like that. So stop wrapping around your head that you need to be perfect in grammar in order to speak perfect English, because that's not the reality. Okay? And also you have to think about the undertaking of learning English or any other language. What is the purpose of it? You want to be able to communicate and talk to other people, then grammar probably is not that important. It is important, yes, it is, of course, but it's not that important for conversation. Okay? Okay, good. What is the second wall that needs more hammering?
Confidence maybe, but
Okay.
it relates to other factors like vocabulary or fluency, clarity. If I cannot manage them well, then the confidence will just go down.
Yeah, that's a very interesting point. If you make an analogy of these 5 elements like in a house, then probably confidence would be the base of the house, right? The thing that supports everything else. So it's necessary to have everything else good in order for you to have good foundation in it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, confidence and fluency.
Yes.
Okay, you mentioned fluency, and the opposite side, you say that your confidence has improved a lot. And I can see it because I remember the first time that you crossed the door 2 semesters ago for the first time that you take the seminar, you barely speak. Yeah, it was hard for you to talk. Okay. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he just sit there and he was like kind of like a little bit, I would say shy to express their ideas, but eventually you came out of your shell. You noticed that the place and the classroom was a safe environment for you, and you just start engaging with people. Something that I noticed that you changed from last semester to this one, that you interact more with your classmates this time. Last time, you learn how to use your words to say your ideas. This time, you know how to connect with your classmate better than last time. Because last time you still were a little bit like hesitant to talk to people. But right now, when he was here in the class with other students, he was always like talking to them and asking them questions in English, which is the whole point,
just
right?
Express himself.
Yeah.
Clearly. So
Yes.
It's amazing.
Yes. So I'm happy that my class has helped you to do this kind of things. Okay. Okay, so let's talk about the questions in the back. So what was the first question?
The first question is the second. The first question is which week of the program have been your favorite and why?
Let me just put the.
And I think it's the last week about media analysis, movies and TV. Because watch TV series and movies is one of my hobbies. I can learn some slangs and culture from the movie or TV series. And when I watch Felicity, it's not just about it's not just a love story. It's about how young people's life in late of 90s.
Mhm.
There's no smartphone, and there's not much social media like now. So the people their social life is different. It's different. It's more not like now. Now people use Instagram, Facebook, every social media, but during the late of 90, people are more. I don't know how to say. It's
They were more connected,
more connected, yes.
but in some sort of way, because right now people tend to say, "Oh, with social media, we're always connected all the time," right? But the whole human interaction is decreased because everything is virtually done nowadays, right? Yeah. On week 9, we watched an episode of a TV show. It was my favorite TV show when I was 20 years old, younger. And then it's interesting because it's like an episode of 4 students in college in the late 90s in New York City, and how it's different to the life of college students today. So you mentioned that the biggest difference were like there was no internet, there was no cell phones, and that changed the whole dynamic of social interactions. And you can see it in the show. So the objective of the exercise was they watch the show with me together, and then I give them some questions about the show, like deep questions, like what do you think about this character, or what are the biggest changes that you feel that this character can do. So it was a little bit of introspection to think about, try to analyze them, and then give me an answer based on your own analysis, right? You remember the characters. What were the main characters of the show?
I forgot the name.
Yeah, but there were 4, right?
Yeah, the four.
Yeah, so you have the main character, which was Felicity.
Yeah, and Julie.
Julie was like the friend, right?
And the handsome guy Ben.
And the other handsome guy.
Yeah.
There were 2 handsome guys and 1 girl, and you have to choose between the 2. Typical cliche story, but the good thing about it is like it shows you different aspects of social interaction in college, like friendships, like advising, and all those stuff, right? Okay, so that was your favorite week because you learn more about what?
In the TV show, there's some oral slang.
Mhm.
It's not you cannot learn just from the textbook. So if you watch the TV show, you can learn some slangs and you can
Okay.
know the culture about American university and.
What kind of slang? Do you remember the slang?
I forgot.
I forgot. I'm trying to think about it. I mean, I've watched so many times, but yes, there are some slangs there that things that people say like very casually to other young people around, right?
Sometimes when I see the TV show, when the people tell another people shut up, it's not really mean he won't really shut up. It's mean I cannot believe it.
Yes. That's a good example. Like, shut up when somebody's saying something impressive. That doesn't mean I want you to just keep quiet. It must mean, oh, I cannot believe it, right?
Yeah.
Good. That's a good example about it. Yeah, those slangs that you can just see on the TV shows and normally you cannot find them on the book, right?
Yeah.
Question: did you keep watching the show after this? You've tried to look for other episodes or not?
I want to, but there's too many exams. So
You have time to do it.
Yeah,
when you-
during the
yeah.
winter vacation, maybe I can watch.
Okay, maybe during your holidays when you are free, you can just get it. These are pretty easy to find on the internet if you know how to look for it. I think.
I think now it's show on the Disney Plus.
It is on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, good to know. Maybe I will subscribe to Disney Plus again to watch
What's
it.
the title of the show?
Felicity.
Oh, Felicity.
Yeah.
Did you just subscribe Disney Plus.
No.
Maybe you can subscribe.
I was subscribed to Disney Plus a few months ago, but the thing about subscription for me is like they never work because after a while I just get bored, and then I have to unsubscribe, and I subscribe again when I found that there's something good that I want to watch. So it's go back and forth. So yeah. Okay, so what about the second question?
Second question is, how can you put into practice what have you learned in the last 10 weeks?
Okay.
I think I can try to chat with foreign students in the school because there's many foreign student, exchange student. Do you know in Taikang University there's a chat corner?
What?
Chat corner.
Oh yes, in the 10th floor in the T building, right? Yeah.
So I can try to start a topic, and because we have learned about the debates, and so we can try to start a topic and talk about the society and politics and try to criticize them.
Okay. Is that still going on the 10th floor, the shop corner?
Yeah,
Oh,
every semester there's a chat corner.
I remember I used to go there a long time ago when I was a student to participate in the
Oh, you
conversation.
used to be a student in Taikang University.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
In the-
So, but what kind of subject or what kind of table do you sit normally on the English one? Because there's different languages, right?
Sometimes I go to Japanese corner because
Uh-huh.
I'm studying in Japanese department.
Okay. So you can actually practice your Japanese there too, right?
But sometimes if I met a French student, I try to learn French with them.
But you're also trying to learn French, right? You mentioned it before.
Oui, parce que j'ai appris le français à 6 mois, mais souvent je fais beaucoup d'erreurs de grammaire de français.
Wow, I cannot speak French, so I don't know what you're saying, but it sounds good. Sounds very well done. So, okay, so French and English and also Japanese, right? Okay, good.
How about Spanish in the future?
No, because I think French and Spanish is very similar. So if I learn Spanish, and maybe I just it's confusing.
Yeah, okay. But actually, in fact, I feel like Spanish is more similar to Portuguese
Yes.
and to Italian than to French. But yes, there are some similarities there. Okay, interesting. So besides that, going to talk with the foreign students and all stuff around, what else can you feel that you can apply what you have learned here?
Oh, I remember there's the one class is about you give us the map and we have to describe where the story is.
Yes.
So in the winter vacation, I'm going to Barcelona. I told you before.
Yes.
So maybe I can also describe the place I saw in Barcelona after I come back to other classmates.
Or you can just ask there how to get from one point to another in Barcelona. But I mean, you don't speak Spanish, right?
Yeah.
You don't.
I don't because I think if I learn Spanish, it will makes me confused.
Okay, so when you go to Barcelona, you'll have to probably communicate with people in English.
Yes.
So it's gonna be a good test for you to practice everything that you have learned here in class when you go over there. So this is a perfect exercise. Question number 2. Yes, you're gonna be using what you learn here in campus to talk to other students, right? But you're also going to travel in the future. Right now, you're going to travel to Barcelona soon, and you're gonna have to rely on your English in order to communicate there. Because if you don't speak Spanish, I'm pretty sure they're not gonna understand you if you speak to them in Mandarin. So you're gonna have to rely on your English abilities. It's gonna be a good test for you to be able to see if actually it's working. The whole thing that you have learned here, like how to communicate with other people effectively, okay? Now, most people in Spain, they don't speak English either. So you're gonna have kind of like find the right people to talk to. But Barcelona is a very touristic place, so I'm pretty sure you're gonna find someone that can speak English.
How
to
many
you.
times have you visited Barcelona?
In Barcelona, 2 times.
And you don't speak Catalan?
I don't speak Catalan, yeah.
Okay.
But you can go around speaking Spanish regularly there because both are the same. percentage of people who speak Portuguese. Catalan, you know Catalan, right? Catalan. In Barcelona, they have this language that is like native. Then there is Catalan, which is completely different to Spanish. But the official language is Spanish. So most people there knows how to speak Spanish and Catalan if you are native from Barcelona. If you're not, probably you don't. If you go to Valencia, there is Valencian, which is like a subversion of Catalan. It's another language. There's a lot of dialects going on in Spain. What are you gonna do in Barcelona? Tell me about your plans.
But I will spend 2 weeks in Portugal and in Barcelona. Also, just only 4 days.
So you go to Portugal first.
Yeah.
Where in Portugal?
In Lisbon, Porto.
Lisbon, Porto.
And the South Portugal, and maybe I go to the islands of Portugal.
Okay, I don't know too much about Portugal either.
Azure.
Which one?
Azure Island.
The Azure Islands. Okay,
Maybe I go there. Yeah.
And then after that, you fly directly to Barcelona.
Yeah, from Lisbon to Barcelona.
Okay, and then from Barcelona, do you go any other place in Spain or not?
No, because not this time because I don't have much time
Okay.
for the winter vacation.
And what are you gonna do in Barcelona?
Walk around the city and see
Uh-huh.
the church, the family.
La Sagrada Familia.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's a must see. Everybody goes there just to see the thing. You have tickets to get in.
Yeah.
You need to buy your tickets like 6 months before.
Maybe I just sit outside.
Yeah, that's what most people do. No, but some people goes there believing that they can just go there and queue and get a ticket, and it's not possible. You need to buy your tickets online in advance. Otherwise, you have just to take pictures from outside. But it's very easy to do it because it's huge. If you are 1 or 2 blocks away, you still can take a good picture. So it's very easy. You don't have to get in, but the whole trip is getting in. So try to get your tickets in advance. I recommend you to go to the museums too. And all the houses from the same architect that designed Sagrada Familia, Antoni Gaudí. There's a lot of houses around the city that are like kind of like museum kind. You pay a ticket. That one you don't need to buy it online. You just get there and you can see the houses from inside and everything. It's a very good experience. There is a park too that it was designed by Gaudí, and that one. Last time that I checked, it was free, but probably they charge now. I'm not sure. What else? Do you like sports?
I don't watch football.
You don't, no, but yeah, I was about to tell you about the football, the stadium. Okay, if you don't like it, that's fine. But you still can go to where the Olympic Games were held. They call it Montjuic. It's like a hill. You can take like a transport to go over there, and they have still all the stadiums that are used for the Olympic Games. You can go there and have a tour to La Rambla. You know La Rambla, right? It's like this big like passageway that goes through the city all the way to the beach. It's like a pedestrian walk. Yeah, but that place you need to be careful for pickpocketing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know.
Yeah, because it's very very crowded and a lot of people get pickpocketed in that place. And also don't eat anything around that area
Why?
because it's too expensive and it's really bad. Yeah, I'm giving you the details about it. Yeah, don't eat anything. You're gonna be a lot of like food stalls all around, like selling paella and stuff. Don't buy that. It's really bad and it's really expensive. You want to eat a good paella, you have to go to another restaurant. Restaurants outside, far from the Rambla. Rambla food is really bad, so don't buy anything to eat there. Okay.
Have you ever been to Portugal?
To Portugal? No, I never. I want to go to Portugal, and I know that it's super cheap compared to other places in Europe, but I haven't had the chance yet to do it in the future. Yeah, definitely.
What's the weather? What would the weather be like when he goes?
I don't know when you're gonna go.
In January, so it might be a little bit cold.
It's gonna be cold in
But
January.
there's no snow in Barcelona.
No, it's not in Barcelona.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, it's gonna be cold. I went on April when I went last time, and it wasn't cold at all.
Do you have heater?
Indoors?
No,
No.
I remember we don't.
Ah,
And we stayed in an Airbnb with no heater. But it wasn't that cold. I mean, it was cold, but not that cold.
okay.
Yeah, I could handle it in April. It wasn't that cold. Madrid could be really cold because it's right in the middle. Yeah. But Barcelona is like a coastal, so it's not that cold. Do you want to take a break?
It's up to you.
Okay. I mean, we already finished the exercise, and this is supposed to last longer if you have more students because I asked other students the same as I asked to you. So for the rest of the class, we can just sit down here and talk about Spain if you want to. Because the exercise has over already. There's nothing else to do with that. What about you, Ella? Did you finish your everything that you were doing there?
Yeah.
Ah, you have a happy face of it. But you can keep it as a memento of this class.
Mhm.
You also can keep yours.
Okay, thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. Okay, so you can ask me anything about for your trip to Spain.
So, do you swallow the grape during the New Year?
Yes, I mean I stopped doing it here because nobody else do it, just me.
There's a Spanish department here, so
And
sometimes they have an activity.
Oh, okay. Maybe I will do it with them, but yes, I don't do it anymore. Have you ever tried the 12 grapes?
No, I have never tried it.
You have to get the ones without seeds to do that. First of all, you have to make sure that they don't have seeds, okay? And try to get the ones that are not that big. Because I've seen these huge grapes in the supermarket, so don't try that one. Those Japanese ones, they're just too big. They're like plums. The little ones that will work for you. What about food? Do you expect to eat something particular when you go to Barcelona?
Uh, I don't know. I haven't tried paella before,
Okay.
so I don't know. But I tried the Spanish omelets before.
That you mean the tortilla,
Yeah.
the omelette with potatoes.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can get a good paella in Barcelona, but you need to know the place. Are you traveling alone?
Yes.
Complete alone?
Yeah.
You don't have any friend there?
No.
Okay, so it's gonna be a little bit challenging from you because you're gonna have to find the place by your own.
I can check Google Maps.
Yeah, but you have to be very careful because sometimes those ones also are not that good. It's hard. It's hard when somebody travels alone because you don't have any guidance and things like that. And yeah, when I went to Barcelona for the first time, I have friends living there, and they actually took me to the places that are good to eat, not expensive, not too many tourists. So that's why I asked you if you know anybody there. Okay, so you're gonna have to figure it out by your own. So you want to eat paella? What else? Tortilla.
I don't know much about Spanish food.
Do you like to eat seafood?
Seafood is not my favorite.
No, okay, so most of the paella that you're gonna find there is seafood paella, but you can also add like, have you ever eaten rabbit?
Rabbits.
Rabbit? No?
No, I can't. I know French people also eat rabbit, but I don't want to eat
You
rabbit.
don't want to eat rabbit. Okay, it's gonna be hard for you to get a paella without seafood and without rabbit. But you can try. Yeah, you can try.
How many countries have you visited before?
Not too many actually. I mean in Europe, Spain. Probably 7 or 8, including all the Asian countries that I have been before. I mean in Japan, I've been in Malaysia, in Thailand. I mean here, that's 4. In Europe, I've been in Spain, that's 5. I've never been in Africa, in America, Panama, Nicaragua. 7, if you count the layovers in the airports in the US. 8 countries. Not too much actually.
You've been to Central America before.
In Panama and Nicaragua. Yeah, those 2 places. And I'm going to travel to Europe next year in October. So I'm gonna go to the Netherlands. I'm gonna go back to Madrid, and I'm going to go to Germany, and I'm also gonna go to Paris.
So next year you'll move back to Europe
No, I'm gonna move it back. I'm just traveling for holidays.
for holiday.
It's a 2 week travel. I don't know how I'm gonna do 4 countries in 2 weeks. It's gonna be 2 days in each, something like that. But yes, I'm doing that next year. Yeah, yeah.
And in the future, do you want to move back to Spain?
Maybe. I'm thinking about it. I have considered it because living there is quite cheap right now. If you know which place you want to live. I mean, you have to avoid the big cities. Barcelona is extremely expensive. Madrid is kind of expensive too. But if you go to other places in Spain, you can find very, very nice places that are not cheap. I mean, not expensive at all, very cheap to live there. And they're beautiful. And Spain is getting empty. There are like governmental programs to invite people to get property in the countryside in Spain because it's empty. There are like towns that live like one person. It was divided like in municipalities, which is like small counties, right? And there are counties that is the size of, I don't know, the size of Taichung, and just a handful of people live there. So they are inviting people to get property over there. It's very cheap. It's very cheap. I mean, you have to get a lot of work done in those properties because they're old houses or things like that. But it's very, very cheap. So maybe in the future I'm just gonna get a house there in the countryside and move there for retirement. What about the flight? You're gonna fly directly? No, you're gonna fly directly from here to
Yeah.
Portugal. How is the flight going?
I will fly to Singapore first, and then from Singapore to Athens, to Greece.
Oh,
And
so you have layover on Singapore, Greece, and
yeah.
then Portugal.
Yeah, the layover time is 23 hours in Singapore.
Where in Greece?
In Singapore.
23 hours is almost a day.
Yeah.
So you have to stay in the airport.
Yeah, no, I can go out, so I
Okay.
can just visit Singapore.
Okay, good.
And after I will arrive to Athens, to Greece. So I will stay for maybe one day. Then after I fly to London, then from London stay one day, then to Dublin. And Dublin.
Portugal.
Yeah. Then
That's weird. You go north and then south.
Then Dublin for one day, then to Lisbon. Yeah.
But you did that intentionally. Those layovers, you want them to be like that
Yeah.
because you want to visit those places.
Yeah.
Ah, okay, that makes more sense.
So definitely.
Thank you for coming, for joining the class.
So do you want me to
Oh.
bring back the or maybe you give it to me tomorrow
I
when you
mean,
have class?
I can, but right now, yeah.
Oh, it's alright.
I have to
He's
finish
don't,
right.
but it's okay. How about because he needs to do a survey, and how about he gives you the survey, and you give me
Tomorrow.
the survey and this one tomorrow.
Okay, sure,
together?
sure, yeah.
OK，好，没关系，同学不急，你等下再给老师。
拜拜。
谢谢，拜拜。
So you actually make the layovers to be like that, like staying one day in Athens, one day in Dublin, one day in London,
Yeah.
and then you can get out and just see the city.
Yeah.
So which means that you have to find accommodation for all those places.
Oh, I will stay in the hostel.
Okay. Oh, that's a very interesting way to travel, like stopping all the way around.
Okay, I finished.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, so I have to keep this back to them.
So I saw other two students will come, the girl and the
Owen and Tina.
Owen and Tina. Yeah, I didn't know
They will not come. That's
No,
fine. That's fine. That's fine. I mean, this is the last week, so some students are preparing for finals. So I understand that. But thank you for coming and being here for every single week with me.
Oh, I'm very
Okay.
happy. I think I learned lots in your class.
Okay, that makes me happy
So this
too.
is the last class. So can we take picture together?
Yes, I mean, of course.
Okay.
And use your phone.
Yeah. Okay. Just a second. Okay.